Welcome to Slightly Off the Beaten Track. I'm Roxana, and usually on this channel you will find travel vlogs with me and my husband Danny. But today we're doing something slightly different, and I'm going to be talking about how to be vegan in Japan. When we first told people we were going to Japan, they were all like, how are you going to eat? What are you going to manage? Like, people were genuinely really worried that we weren't going to be able to eat, even my vegetarian friend who lives in Japan. So I thought this would be a really good way to put together what we've learnt, do a video about all the things that we've picked up, and then pass it over to you so when you go to Japan you can find it maybe a little less challenging. Yes, there are some difficulties in getting around in Japan, and I'll talk about all of those, but also in lots of ways it's super easy, and so hopefully I'll be able to explain where you can find the easy things and the more difficult things. We ate really well, we did not starve, we're still here, and also we ate some really great food. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to be telling you is coming from our own experience, but also I found stuff, I was researching loads before we went and found loads of really useful articles and videos from other people who have lived and travelled in Japan. So hopefully I'll put some of those together. I'll put links in the section below, and I'll try and link some of the videos as well for you, which I found useful. I think one of the things that people mostly worry about when they come to Japan is fish, right? Japan is the land of fish. There's raw fish and there's sushi and there's this and there's that. And yes, that's true. Japanese people love fish and they eat a lot of it, but that doesn't mean that there's not loads of really great vegan and vegetarian options that are around. There's a lot of vegetarian influence from Zen Buddhism, and they also have, you'll find a lot of macrobiotic food, which are normally super healthy for your gut foods, lots of fermented stuff, and usually plant-based. Soy is a big thing, so you can get tofu everywhere, soy milk. They have amazing soy milks that I've never seen anywhere else that are really cool. You can even get soy-based ice cream. So there are loads of really great things that you can just get all over Japan, and it's not a vegan thing. It just is, which is really great to know when you're going around. But yes, some of the main things that you need to look out for, and the obvious things, are things like dashi, which is a kind of fish-based sauce, and also bonito flakes, which can be found in surprising things. For example, Danny and I were eating pea crisps for ages. They were really great. Everywhere else we've had them, they've been vegan. And then one day we looked at the packet and it turned out it had fish flakes in it. So obviously we didn't get those again. And then we had another brand and they were absolutely fine. So it's just worth keeping an eye out for. One of the top tips that you probably already know is to go on Happy Cow. Happy Cow is amazing, and in every single place that we went to, Happy Cow had loads of suggestions for vegetarian and vegan places. So we really weren't short of places to eat. Even in the smaller cities that we went to, there was something always suggested, even if it was just a little place. So it's really great. Please use that if you've got access to the internet, or you can pin stuff and then follow your maps as you go. The other really great thing that I did before going to Japan is joining Facebook groups. There's vegan Japanese Facebook groups all over the place. There's loads of them for specific cities. For example, I learned in one of them that in Nagoya there is a monthly vegan festival, which is amazing. We didn't get a chance to go, but we heard it's really good. So if you can afford to eat out in Japan for every meal, you will have no problem at all. There are so many amazing vegan and vegetarian restaurants all over, especially in the big cities. So if you're in Tokyo, Kyoto, if you're in Osaka, if you're in Nagoya, if you're in any of these places, there are loads and loads of places for you to go and eat, so that really is not a problem. One place we found that was super useful for us, especially because we're on a budget, is a chain restaurant called Koko Ichibanya. And it's a curry restaurant, and they've got a separate vegetarian menu, and I think most of it's vegan as well. It's the most budget place that we found, so we were paying about £6 for a plate of curry, and they were generous portions. So it's really easy to go. You can just ask for the vegetarian menu and point out what you want, and there's a lot of choice as well, which is really nice. The other chain place that you might want to look out for is Starbucks. Now actually normally we wouldn't go to Starbucks. In the UK we refuse to go to Starbucks because, you know, tax avoidance. But but in Japan we went because it was a really great place to guarantee that I was going to get a vegan hot drink, especially on cold chilly days. You could go in and get a soy matcha, for example, which was great. And what they do is if you order anything with soy milk is they give you a little sticker and a little thing to hand in, so they make sure that you get the correct drink, which is really great. They really make sure that if that's what you've ordered, that's what you're going to get. I can't make this video without telling you about my favourite restaurants, or just some of them in Japan, because we ate some amazing food. So I'm going to mention two in Tokyo. The first one is called Titan's, and it's specifically a vegan noodle place, and it is so good. You can go there. I think they've got a couple of outlets, but the one that we went to twice was in one of the main subway stations, and it's completely vegan ramen, and they have so many great choices. They're delicious ramen. They have peanut butter ramen, and they have black sesame ramen and white sesame ramen, and oh, it is absolutely delicious. And if you're going to go and you want ramen, that is the place to go and get it. But my top favorite in Japan was a place called Nezunoya, and it was incredible. It's not in the center of the city. You have to travel out a little bit to go and find it, but it is so worth it. Not only is it in a gorgeous part of Tokyo it's full of really historic buildings, and it looks like Tokyo looked like 100 years ago, so it's really nice to check out. But they just did the best food ever. It was all traditional style food. You get a tray with different soups and rices and stuff. But it was the only place that we had oh, I've forgotten the word. That's it. It's the only place that we managed to have tempura completely vegan, and it was so good. And the lady who works there is so friendly. She worked so hard, and the food was amazing. It was delicious. I couldn't recommend it enough. Honestly, if you're in Tokyo, please go check out this place. It was amazing. And then also next door to it, there's a little organic shop. Not everything is vegan in the organic shop, but there's loads of really good vegan snacks in there as well. So it's easy to go and pick yourself up something for snacking later on. In Hiroshima, we went to an I do not know how to pronounce this, it's really difficult. Right, let me try. It's okonomiyaki. We went to an okonomiyaki place. Okonomiyaki is a dish that is different in every part of Japan. So if you're in Hiroshima, it's different. So if you're in Tokyo, it's different. So if you're right in the north, it's different to right in the south. The basic concept is that it's a cabbage-based fried dish, but the one in Hiroshima is on a plate of on a base of noodles, and it's all fried, and you put loads of sauce on top. In this restaurant, which is called Nagataya, they had a vegetarian section to the menu. It was smaller than the rest of the menu, but you could get this stuff. If you're in Hiroshima, I definitely recommend it. It's quite a unique thing to eat, and it's really great. Danny loved it. It was a really nice thing to try. And then lastly, a place that we went to in Nagoya, Saizenkuya Anzu, she said confidently, and we went there just once in the evening, and it was so nice. The owner was probably the loveliest guy we've met in a restaurant. We were there first, so he got a chance to come and chat with us, and he was lovely, and it had the best Mapo tofu we have had outside of China. It was amazing. So that's our recommendations for restaurants. In shops is where it gets a little bit more difficult to be vegan in Japan, especially if you can't read Japanese like we can't. What we found quite useful was if you have Google Translate on your phone, there's a scanner option if you have internet on you, and you can scan the ingredients. And though it's not perfect, it does help you pick out some of the main things and some of the main culprits that we know we can't have. So it's easy just to turn our phone on, scan the ingredients, and see if anything stands out to us. One of the main problems is things that look really obviously vegan to us are actually not, because like I said before, there might be some dashi or some fish in it. So one example is onigiri, which is rice wrapped in seaweed, and this
pickled plum.
It's your favourite bit, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
But for example, we found out from a blog, which I now can't find, so I'm not going to be able to link it below. Not all of them are vegan. You have to get the ones either from Lawson's or from Family Mart, so not 7-Eleven. and they're really, really good. So it's just worth checking out and writing these things down, because there are 7-Elevens and Lawson's everywhere, so it's easy to find, but also easy to get really confused about which one's vegan, which one's not. Like, they seem like the same thing, right? So it's just worth checking out. Vegan mayo is a super normal thing. You can just find it in most big shops. It's not a vegan thing, it just is an option in Japan, which is great. Obviously pot noodles are a massive thing in Japan. Lots of people eat them on the go, and if you're staying in hostels, your hostels in Japan will not have kitchens. The best we've come across is something with a microwave, a kettle and some knives. So pot noodles are a thing that tourists often go for. We've only found one place that sells vegan pot noodles, and that's Natural Lawson's, and they do a Titan's own brand pot noodle, and Titan's is the place in Tokyo that we went for ramen. So that's really great, but actually we only found it in Tokyo, I think. But if there's Natural Lawson's somewhere else, you might be able to find them there. Which means, you know, if you want a quick snack, or a quick noodle snack, it can be a little bit awkward for you. Natural Lawson's, or Lawson's itself, is a really great place for vegan snacks. It's amazing. They've got loads and loads of cool stuff, really natural, healthy foods, potato chips and things like that. And there's a video by Currently Hannah, which I will link. I can never remember which side it is. I'll link it in one of these sides. She lists all her favourite snacks and Natural Lawson's and Lawson's, so I don't think there's any need for me to go through there. She's also pinned a post or a comment on there where someone explains about some of the things that she says are vegan which have now changed, so also check that out. It's really, really useful. The other thing that really disappointed us was bread. For some reason in Japan, supermarket bread is not vegan, not a single one. We thought we found one, we were really excited, we ate it a couple of times and then again realised that it wasn't vegan, which was really annoying. But if you go to bakeries, often bakeries do vegan bread with rice flour, so that's worth checking out, and you can find them on Happy Cow. So I guess my conclusion is if you're well off, if you can afford to eat out for most of your meals a day, you will have no problem at all. If you're cooking for yourself, it might seem a little bit difficult at first, but actually once you kind of know the products you can get, it's really easy. And obviously fruits, vegetables, all of that stuff, you know about. And you know, snacks can be a little bit difficult, but there is so much variety that actually it's fine. Like, you will find loads of stuff to eat. I guess the other thing to mention is mistakes will happen. Like, we made a couple of mistakes, but it's important not to, you know, beat yourself up about it, because, you know, the most important thing is that you're in your intention and that you're really trying. And if you make a mistake, so what? It doesn't matter. The most important thing is you will not starve, you will eat some amazing, amazing food, and do not let anyone put you off going to Japan, because honestly it's not that hard to eat vegan there. So that's all I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful as well. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything that you really enjoyed about Japan and vegan food in Japan. If there's anything I've missed, if there's anything you should definitely, and other people should definitely try while in Japan as well. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more travel content, please do think about subscribing to us. We'd really like to have you here. And I will be back on Saturday with a new travel vlog. Bye! We've got ourselves our snacks for the day. We've got some matcha flavoured jellies, I guess they are. Yeah. Vegan, they're made with agar powder. Which is one nice thing about Japan is that they don't really use gelatin, they use agar for everything. That's very close to my face. And we've also got some of these colourful mochi to try.